So my name is Shelby Jenkins. I'm a mother of 3. My youngest one happened to get RSV and flu in December of 2019. We had gotten him admitted a couple days after Christmas. He could not keep the food down. He was 8 months old at the time. A few days after being admitted, he was placed on a vent. He was on a vent for about 4 days. My first night getting to go home, I had just gotten out of the shower and I got a call from the hospital, my mom. He had coded RSV and flu, which had come along after him being diagnosed with RSV. His body just couldn't fight anymore. But after about 20 minutes, they did get him back. But his lungs were still full of secretions. They had talked about transporting him to Children's in Columbus for an ECMO machine, which helps filtrate his lungs and cleans out the bad stuff. Well, after we got to Children's, it was a very bumpy ride because they had lost him in the helicopter ride. I remember getting there and them telling us that they didn't know if he would be stable enough to even last through the night. But a few weeks had went by and we had did another MRI scan because he wasn't making much movement and his brain activity was little to none. They did an MRI and found that he had no brain activity. The cause of his cardiac arrest was from RSV and flu, and we had decided to remove his life support because it wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have had any type of fulfilling life. And with having other children, it was really hard to make that decision. I stand behind people making sure that their children are safe and they don't let them in other people's faces, because even little cough droplets or sneezes can pass RSV and flu to a child. Without being vaccinated and the proper care, you could lose your child too. It's something that is very hard to do, especially when they're little. It's really easy to lose a child, but especially when it comes to something that you could help prevent by keeping them safe and home and getting them vaccinated. If your child is sick, please keep them home. There are still parents out there who do not vaccinate, and that is their right. But you want to protect other children too. It's not just your child. These children are our next generation. But it's very important to vaccinate your children, especially if you're going to have them mixed with other children. I wanted to share this more so because this is not how I wanted to spend my life. Unfortunately, it's a battle every day, and I think sharing my story with other parents will help them understand the importance of vaccinating.